Ride the rest of them. Good pull on your cookie.
at least I know it's there.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yes.
I can see what I'm doing, so let's work off that.
All right, sounds good. Did you get pronunciations?
Yes.
Einer or Wiener? Wiener hole.
Yes.
Rupa. Yep. Varsity Weezer?
Yes.
Varsity Weezer.
Ben's in the top.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Good Friday evening to you on YouTube. The Lewiston-Altura Activities channel is presenting high school basketball again on this Friday night as the Lewiston-Altura Cardinals are going to square off with the Lancers from the Crescent-Hokah this evening. I'm Ed Funk, your host, and pardon my sort of hollering. The band is blaring right at me, so I am speaking over them or thinking I need to. So we've got the Cardinals and the Lancers, two teams that are right now going in different directions. The Crescent-Hokah has won 4 straight. The Cardinals have lost their last 3. And it's a big game for Lewiston-Altura after losing last night to the Pine Island Panthers. LA a little further behind in that number 10 spot in section 2AA or 1AA QRF. LA is right now the number 10 seed at 9-13. If they did the start of it, they're now 0.6 of a point behind Pine Island, while the Crescent-Hokah closing in on the 5 spot with Zambroda Mazeppa at 16-8 on the season. Prelims before tonight's game. We had a couple of good ball games. The freshman game captured for the 9th consecutive time by Lewiston-Altura. Brett Egeland's squad winning 51-45. Jaden Hansen had 16, Peyton Bytard 11, and Gage Bromerick had 10. Keaton Holter led all scorers. The Lancers guard had 21 in the freshman game. The junior varsity game saw the Crescent-Hokah lead 30-20 at the half and win 50-44. Cardinals got to within 6, and that was as close as they could get in the second half. Gavin Bambenek led all scorers with 18, or Lewiston-Altura scores with 18. It was Drew Todd with 19 points to lead all scorers, and Zeb Zabel had 11 for La Crescent-Hokah as they wound up winning it. The Lancers did on a final score of 50-44. Right now, we take a moment to thank our live stream sponsors. They scroll on your screen in the lower right. I hope you will, if you get to those businesses, thank them for making these live streams of Lewiston-Altura activities possible. We also have Lewiston Auto and the Heartland Country Club, but with the volume of the band, it's not going to help anybody's cause to hear any of those commercials while the band is going because they're louder than my commercials. Okay, so last night, 4th straight win for Coach Thibodeau and the Lancers as they beat Rushford Peterson. Rushford Peterson on Tuesday had posted a victory over Caledonia, 75-73. So the Rushford Peterson came to the Crescent last night and believe it or not, only scored 6 points in the second half of play. Coach Thibodeau said their D was outstanding. They got in shooters' faces and didn't allow some shots. Best score for the Trojans was 0 of 10 from the field as they went at 59-24. Monday, they defeated a very good Fillmore Central team, 60-47. And on Saturday, the team in front of them in the section, CM, they beat 74-64. First win of this win streak was against Cotter last Thursday, the 9th, 79-66, which broke their 3-game losing streak. In that was a loss to the Cardinals. On the 31st, LA went to La Crescent and beat the Lancers on a final score of 58-47. That was a game where Lewiston-Altura was 10 of 21 from three-point land and shot 43% from the field for the night in that game. They had 4 of 4 threes from straight on and 2 of 3 threes from the left corner. And it was Cole Kreidemacher keying it because he loves to shoot from the top. Kreidemacher was 5 out of 6, 6 out of 7 from the field, 5 of 6 threes, wound up with 21 points. Wyatt Kreidemacher hit both threes he attempted and had 10 in that game. And Will Kreidemacher had 7 for Lewiston-Altura. Owen Benson was the man on top for La Crescent-Hokah with 21. Mason Enerwald was number 2 in the scoring with 15. And if these stats are right, and I get them from the coaches, Carter Todd was 1 of 16 from the field in that game. And Carter Todd only scored 4 points, 1 of 16 from the field. Last night, Lewiston-Altura was that cold from the field, basically, shooting 31% from the field as a whole, but 3 of 23 in losing to Pine Island, 64-53. Pine Island shot just 5 of 19 for threes, but 45% from the field because they pounded things inside. On the block, they made 14 of 28 shots from the block area in the game. And they also did a good job on the boards with 20 offensive rebounds against Lewiston-Altura last night. They were led in a very balanced scoring effort by Sven Oberg, who had 16 of his 18 points in the first half. Nick Bauer added 14 for the Panthers. LA was led in scoring by Will Kreidemacher, who had 21 points last night. He had 14 in the second half, and helped by Michael Ploss with 10 off the bench. LA, though, as a team, as we mentioned, 3 of 23 in three-point shooting in last night's game. Coach Mike Vanderplas and I talked a little bit, and the coach said, we just got to get more consistent shooting the ball. They have 4 games left to find that consistency, and they need it to start this evening. 3 games left on the schedule next week to close out the regular season for the Lewiston-Altura Cardinals. We'll go down to the floor in a moment. Let's hear from the band with the school song.
Good evening and welcome to Lewiston-Altura High School for tonight's matchup between the visitors, the Lancers from the Crescent-Hokah High School and your Lewiston-Altura Cardinals. Please give your attention to LAHS student athlete Paige Kenner for an important message.
LAHS is a proud member of the Minnesota State High School League and the Three Rivers Conference, and we remind all spectators that this is a game, and this game is competitive. But it is also an educational experience for all players and students in the stands. Let's continue to show respect and sportsmanship throughout this contest and refrain from negative cheers, chants, or behavior. We welcome our guests from the Crescent-Hokah, and we wish all players good luck in tonight's game.
Let's also take a moment to acknowledge and thank tonight's officials. Mr. Jared Buxton, Mr. Jesse Perluski, and Mr. Jeff Newton. We thank you for your dedication to high school sports and your efforts to help ensure a fair contest. In a moment, we'll have to start the lineups, but first, please rise, face the flag, remove all headwear, and join us as we honor America with the playing of the Star Spangled Banner by the Lewiston-Altura High School Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Brian Hamilton.
So the Lewiston-Altura Pep Band, bolstered by several members of the girls basketball team in attendance tonight because their regular season ended last night at Triton as they fired off the national anthem. Let's check the starters now for the Lancers and Coach Ryan Thibodeau. Mason Enerwald is a senior wearing number 11. Brady Grupa is a junior wearing number 13. Noah Bierke-Weiser is a senior, number 14. Owen Benson is a senior, wearing number 22. Carter Todd is a senior, wearing number 23. It's Enerwald, Grupa, Bierke-Weiser, Benson, and Todd for the Crescent-Hokah. Lewiston-Altura and Mike Vanderplas will go this way tonight. Nolan Osley, he of the new shiner on that left eye in the corner where it's pretty black and blue, thanks to an elbow last night, starts. He's a junior wearing number 1. Jace Ferguson, a junior, number 4. Cole Kreidemacher, senior, number 5. Zane Nelson, sophomore, number 15. And Will Kreidemacher, sophomore, number 20. Osley, Ferguson, Kreidemacher, Cole, and Nelson and Will Kreidemacher start tonight for Lewiston-Altura. Also tonight in boys basketball, Caledonia's at Cannon Falls, Fillmore Central at Cotter, Pem playing at Dover Yoda, and Chatfield's at St. Charles. Girls, the Dover Yoda girls at Pem, Rushford Peterson at La Crescent, taking on the Lancers LCH. Cotter and Fillmore Central hooked up. St. Charles girls at Chatfield, and the Cannon Falls girls are at Caledonia. Still a couple more girls' games in section tomorrow before they drop the seedings. The girls' basketball section tournament begins next week. Nelson and Benson will jump it up. Hope you enjoy our live stream this evening. The Lancers and the Cardinals. And the tap will be well into the backcourt and saved by Enerwald on the sideline. Cardinals start out in a man defense. And it's a shot on the wing on its way and long. Todd in midair saves it, tipped away from behind, and Kreidemacher will be called for a foul. So the Cardinals didn't go after it, preferring to box out, and Carter Todd got out there, and he saved it. Inbounds in the corner, Enerwald looks into the post. Benson backing, back out for Enerwald. Ball fake, jump shot just inside the arc, in and out. Another offensive rebound for the Crescent-Hokah. Grupa pulling it back out. Todd looks a couple times. Now to Benson. Double team. They kick it out. It is Bierke-Weiser with the tray. Good from the left side. and a 3-0 start for the Lancers. So they clamp in on the big man Benson, and they kicked it out. Nelson on the Cardinals front end, a screen set, and Kreidemacher got open to answer it. Such a tough screen that Grupa was on the floor and is holding his side a little bit as he came up the floor. Cardinals found out what real physical basketball was like last night. Todd bangs his way in. Here's Bierke Weiser missing. Another backside rebound for the Lancers. And Enerwald cannot hit it. They crashed the boards, and Kreidemacher falling out of bounds got it to Will Kreidemacher. Into the front court. He goes baseline. Across the floor, and we got a blocking foul. Let's see who it's on. It is on Bierke Weiser. So he has their first basket and the first foul for the Crescent-Hokah. LA will inbound it on the right baseline. Cole Kreidemacher to toss it in. Osley along the lane area. Back out front for Ferguson. Enerwald takes him. Across the floor pass. Kreidemacher gets it to Nelson. He plants for a three and drills it. Nelson had one of the 3 LA threes last night. Yes, just 3. They were 10 of 21 against the Crescent-Hokah the first time, already 2 in this one. Benson bangs to the lane. A little left-hand shot. Won't go. Tipped out of bounds by the Cardinals. Nelson and Kreidemacher were there trying to lasso it in. Teams are pounding LA on the boards with their size, and LA's going to have to just keep boxing out. Todd bangs in the lane, and they're going to call a travel. He banged into Cole Kreidemacher, and as he turned to his right, that pivot foot slid, and they will call a travel. Grupa is just chasing on Cole Kreidemacher right now. They're going to deny him the basketball. And we got a jump ball here. Nelson lost the handle, and Todd aggressively grabbed it. Nelson with Taggart and the other big man for the big guys of Pine Island last night definitely got his share of physical basketball as Schultz really banged him inside, and along the closing moments he was not in the lineup. He comes to the lane here. Todd whacks the ball away. It is loose on the floor. Enerwald comes away with it on the break. Carter Todd lays it too strong. The tip is up on the backside. I'm not sure who they're going to give that one to, but they scored. Ferguson went coast to coast and ties it up. Carter Todd apparently followed that on the backside as he got the score. Ferguson went coast to coast and answered it. So it's 8-5 Cardinals as they trade 2-pointers. Benson at the free throw line. Bierke Weiser into the corner. Enerwald gets away and lays an easy one in. Multiple layups as the team's aggressively going after the basket early on. Enerwald got his first bucket. And Ferguson off a screen. Drills a three. Home floor is looking good tonight for LA. 3 threes in the first 3 minutes of the ball game, and it's 11-7. Ferguson already with 5. He did not have that last night till the second half. Enerwald and Todd on the left side of the floor. Across the floor, Grupa into the corner. Bierke Weiser to Benson. He'll swing it back over to Todd, who pumps the 3. It is off the iron once, and Nelson got banged on the rebound but came away with the ball anyway. Will Kreidemacher front court for Lewiston-Altura. Kreidemacher has it. Grupa all over him, caught up in a hurry. Screen and roll. Ferguson on the block. Swing it around. Nelson's open in the left corner. Missed that 3 long. Ferguson down to Will Kreidemacher, and he lays it in. In midair, Ferguson rebounded it, and a nice little bounce pass on the way down. Will Kreidemacher, easy lay-in on the right side. His first bucket makes it 13-7. Cardinals, Enerwald, and Bierke Weiser on the left side. They look in the post. Don't go to Benson, who bodied up. They'll go to Todd on the other block. Enerwald open just inside the line. Easy, wide open shot. 12-footer good for Enerwald, and he has 4. Back to a 4-point Cardinal lead. 13-9 lead. And we got a moving screen on Nelson. Nelson was moving through Enerwald and just kept bumping him, so they called him for a foul. Benson checks out. Bryce Helke comes in, senior number 21. Michael Ploss, number 21, junior for the Cardinals, coming in for Nelson. So a pair of 21s check into the ball game. 13 and a half to go in the first half, 13-9 Cardinals. And the Lancers start on the right side. Eanerwald between the legs a couple times. Bjerke Weiser looks for Todd. He's posted up on the low right block. Blake, they'll bring her on Eanerwald. He's wide open and hits another one. Second three of the game for the Lancers. Eanerwald now has 7 early on. He had 11 the first time around. Osley off the Ferguson penetration gets an easy lay-in. Another assist for Ferguson. Osley on the board to make it 15-12, trading a 3 for a 2. Backdoor, Todd fouled and scored. Penetration, and Todd ran the baseline. Perfect feed as he lays it in. He'll shoot for a 3-point play. Ploss will go on foul number 1 for LA and get that first foul on LA, and the first foul shot of the game by Carter Todd at 15-14. He missed it, and the rebound tipped by Helke, but Ploss will control it as he goes out of bounds. Ferguson one on everybody down to the baseline. Flips it back out. Fortunately, Ploss is there to catch it. He just threw that blindly, but Ploss was right there. ESP maybe. Ferguson backing in on Eanerwald. Back out for Kreidemacher. Screen, one dribble, and now back it's to Ferguson on the low block. Cross it comes to Ploss. Off a moving screen. Lost the dribble, got it back. Got it last and lost it again. Passed it for Osley. Osley heaves blindly as he was going out of bounds. And Ferguson says, settle it down. He gets a screen and comes to Will Kreidemacher. On the right side, it's Cole Kreidemacher on the low block. He turns backdoor feed for Osley. Stepped on the end line. So they try to no-look pass. Osley catching it had his left foot on the end line. We'll have another Lancer sub here as Ryan Nutter comes in. Number 30 is a sophomore as he comes in for Grupa. LA by 1, and Caden Moreau, junior number 10, will check into the Cardinal lineup for Osley. No, he'll come in for Cole Kreidemacher. Okay. So Cole Kreidemacher getting a break. And now Cardinals will try some full court pressure as Bjerke Weiser has it. He'll bring it up against Ferguson. Usually it's Eanerwald, and he's on standby, which he quickly deals to Todd. Baseline drive. Pass is batted, but grabbed by Eanerwald and scored. He was trying to go across the lane. Eanerwald picked it up and laid it in. There's a pass attempted for Osley on the baseline. Tapped away. Eli McCool, senior number 10, comes in for Bjerke Weiser. So McCool into the game as a second number 10 on the floor. Each has a 10 and a 21 on the floor right now. Ferguson on the inbound. Will Kreidemacher to Moreau, driving, cut off. And Will Kreidemacher comes back. Kreidemacher for Ploss, catch and shoot, makes the 3. Fourth Cardinal tray in the first half. That's more than they had all last night. And they lead again 18-16 after the Eanerwald bucket had given the Lancers the lead. Jump pass comes out. Driving. McCool on the run. Hits that runner. McCool ties it up off the bench with instant offense. And it's 18 apiece. Ploss off the screen. Between the legs dribble. Back out between the circles for Kreidemacher. Will shake and bake. Cut off by McCool. Moreau, ball fake, drives on Nutter, sends it back to Kreidemacher, and a blocking foul on McCool. Bodied up, Kreidemacher got banged backward, half step, and that's the second foul on the Lancers. Cardinals with 3 fouls. Will comes out, twin brother Wyatt Kreidemacher, obviously a sophomore, is into the game. And he'll inbound it on the right sideline, all the way into the backcourt for Chase Ferguson. No shot clock. We had that last night, but it's not a mandatory thing at this point. So no shot clock tonight. Ferguson going all the way in. McCool over his own man fell down, and the rebound pulled away inside by Helke. Out comes Nutter quickly for Todd. Todd drives to the paint, kicks it out for McCool. He'll drive, pump fake, cut off, goes to Nutter, sets for a three, and hits it. Nutter has the Lancers' third tray, and they lead 21-18 as we're on a high-octane first half with 21-18 in the first 8 minutes. Ferguson off the screen, gets a second one to the free throw line, pops it from there, can't get it, and Todd lost the rebound. It's still loose, and Wyatt Kreidemacher cannot control it. They'll say it's Cardinals basketball. Outside officials coming in to talk to him. I thought it was off LA, but apparently not. So Enerwald and Helke come out. Bjerke, Weiser, and Benson are back in. Cardinals bring in freshman Tyson Prigge. He's number 31. And the inbound is Ploss. That's off the mark, though. And Bjerke Weiser came up with the basketball. It rolled to midcourt, and the Lancers pick it up. Bjerke Weiser holding. Pressured by Kreidemacher. Down to the post, they come to Todd. Banging, pumping. Oh, they must have got a piece of it, but it's knocked around. Grabbed by Nutter. Out for McCool. Driving, kicking it around for Weiser. Bjerke Weiser to Benson, who gets away from the D and scores. Another extra op for the Lancers after Todd had the shot blocked. Osley on the block, off the pass, tried an underhand pass. McCool taps it and picks. McCool to Blake Weiser, or Bjerke Weiser scores. He has 5, and the Lancers are up by 7. Osley on Benson, the block shot is too strong. Nutter will rebound it and outlet. Ball is tipped, but McCool maintains possession. Todd on the wing, all the way in the corner to the post. Benson banging, double team, steps through, and makes a left-handed hook. Little jump hook. Owen Benson has 4. And now a 9-point lead on a run by the Crescent-Hokah of 9 consecutive. Moreau lost it. Prigge gets it as he recovered. And now Moreau has the top of the key. In it comes and across the floor. Ploss. Screen. And they're going to call Todd for a foul. He's looking at the official saying, what am I supposed to do? He ran Wyatt Kreidemacher over and picks up his first foul. Now 3 on the Lancers. Nelson, Owen Summer, number 11, first appearance in a long time after an injury. And Will Kreidemacher in. Prigge and Wyatt Kreidemacher stay on the floor. So Summer coming in to try and help on the beef end of things and rebounding because LA giving up lots of extra offensive boards. Summer swings it. Prigge in the corner. Out it comes to Wyatt Kreidemacher. Working on McCool. Summer in the corner kicks it back out for Will Kreidemacher. Nothing doing. They knock the ball away and turn it over. Todd in front of the pack comes away and makes out with the left hand. Todd has 6. And it is now 29-18, 10-point run. No look overhead pass. Grabbed by Wyatt Kreidemacher. Behind the back to Will. Baseline across the floor. And Nutter picks that one off. Here comes Bjerke Weiser. All the way down, through, and a blocking foul in LA. Nelson and Summer were there, and he split them. And Nelson will get that foul. 2 fouls on Nelson. 10-point run for the Lancers here. And Bjerke Weiser will shoot 2 free throws. Making the first. And Cole Kreidemacher is in for Nelson with those 2 fouls. Grupa will come in to chase him around the floor as he comes in for Nutter. Second foul shot here for Noah Bjerke Weiser, who has 6. And that free throw is also good. A 3, a 2, and 2 free throws for Bjerke Weiser. And it's a 13-point run for the Lancers. Kreidemacher cut off by Grupa. Comes to Will Kreidemacher. Wyatt shoots a 3, and he banks it in. Wyatt Kreidemacher has LA's 5th tray. That's about the only way they're scoring right now as they trail 31-21. Backdoor, Grupa cut off by Summer. Gets it to Bjerke Weiser. Jump pass for Todd, top of the key to the lane as he goes the other way with an offensive foul. Todd is 2 for 2 and running Wyatt Kreidemacher over and getting called for a foul. Once on the defensive end, once on the offensive end. Ferguson checks in for Wyatt Kreidemacher. Nutter is in for Todd with the 2 fouls. Enerwald will not get in before the ball's inbounded as Kreidemacher to the front court. Between the legs, now on the sideline, comes baseline. Bjerke Weiser not giving up any ground. Summer grabs the loose basketball and comes over to Prigge. Ferguson looks, gets moved behind the back on McCool to the paint. Quickly with the layup, good. Nice crossover by Ferguson. He got by McCool and has 7. And the Cardinals have cut the lead back to 8 as the Lancers want a timeout. 31-23, the Crescent-Hokah, and we'll be back.
Welcome to the Heartland Country Club, nestled right off of Highway 14 in Lewiston. We offer a 9-hole golf course, a 9-hole par 3 course, driving range, and Mike will even re-grip your clubs. We love golf so much, we even have an 18-hole Frisbee golf course. When it comes to your taste buds, we've got those covered too. A full menu along with some of our specials such as Taco Tuesday, Wing Wednesday, Fish Friday, and Prime Rib Saturday. Oh, did we mention Kids Eat Free? Visit our Facebook page so you don't miss a special and sign up now for 2023 golf memberships.
Lewiston-Altura has been family-owned for over 100 years. A lot has changed, but one thing that hasn't is our commitment to serving you. No upsells from max profit or high-pressure sales tactics, just outstanding service every day. That's why generations of families from all over southeast Minnesota consider Lewiston-Altura their car-buying home. Lewiston-Altura Chevrolet and Buick. Everything you want and nothing more.
Cardinals have scored the last 2 buckets to trim the lead from 12, actually from 13, down to 8. The 3 by Wyatt Kreidemacher and Ferguson's basket. Bjerke Weiser inbounding. Enerwald is in to the post for Benson. Ball is tipped and it skips all the way over to Grupa. Ferguson jumps in front of the pass for Nutter, steals it. Prigge to Kreidemacher. Oh, good touch passes with no dribbling. And Will Kreidemacher with his second bucket. LA trapped, and then they just kept tipping it down the lane without a basket. Without a dribble, they scored the basket. Kreidemacher the other way. Enerwald runs him over. And another charge. Enerwald gets his first, as it was Cole Kreidemacher just outside the circle getting knocked down on the drive. He slid there pretty late. It was close. Coach Thibodeau getting the confirmation with the official on that one. Fans more upset than the coach on that one. So 31-25, LA on a 7-point run of their own after a 13-point run by the Lancers. Kreidemacher and Prigge out front for Will Kreidemacher. Ball fake on, and we're going to go the other way with the forearm. Bjerke Weiser went down, so did Will Kreidemacher, but that extending forearm is an offensive foul. Just over 6 minutes to go in the half. 31-25 lead for the Lancers as the Cardinals keep the ball away from Enerwald on the inbound. Bjerke Weiser heads front court. Todd on the bench with 2 fouls for the Lancers, making a difference in their offense. Grupa baseline for Benson in the lane, kick out. Enerwald 3 is short and rebounded by Cole Kreidemacher. Only one under the basket. Kreidemacher on Grupa, kicks it out for Summer. Across the floor to the lane. He'll bang all the way in, kick it back out, and Kreidemacher gives it off for Ferguson. Cole on the block. Leaning, kicking it back out for Summer. Shoots a 3 and long. Rebound is grabbed by Will Kreidemacher. Jump pass out to Ferguson. Ferguson is cut off by Enerwald as they go toe-to-toe. Kreidemacher comes across the other way. It's grabs the pass from Prigge. And Ferguson has it again. Cole Kreidemacher to set a high screen at the top of the key and now leaves. Nutter is on Ferguson right now. Summer for Prigge. Across for Will Kreidemacher. He and Bjerke Weiser going toe-to-toe. Ferguson throws another 3. 10 for Ferguson is what I have him for, and LA's run is now 10 points, and it's a 3-point game. From 31-18 to 31-28, we've had some serious runs by both teams. Nutter and Enerwald rotate around the front. Back it comes to Benson at the top of the circle. Grupa to the lane. Tip from behind. Grabs it. Gets it back to Bjerke Weiser. He'll jump past it to Benson on the block, and he'll score to end that run. Benson with that height listed at 6'7", up above everybody else for the lane, has 6. Prigge comes to the lane, to the corner. Summer stops along the lane for Will Kreidemacher. Bjerke Weiser after him, and layup blocked as Kreidemacher goes to the floor. Ploss will come in for Summer. And 3:57 left in the half. LA will inbound it. Benson with an easy rejection of the layup attempt. He was more trying to draw a foul than anything else, and now our officials are going to tell the guys to chill a little bit before the ball's inbounded. Inbounds is to Ploss. He leaves it back to Ferguson, and now Will Kreidemacher. He's directing some traffic as Ploss has it on the wing. Baseline blew by Benson, the scores. Ploss with 5 off the bench. Benson saw that threat to shoot a 3, and Ploss just stuck it on the floor and an easy lay-in for his second hoop of the game. Bjerke Weiser at 33-30 with 3:33 to go in the half. A lot of threes. Benson on the block. Double team for Grupa. Tipped. Got it back. 10-foot shot off the heel. Cole Kreidemacher boards it. And here comes Ferguson pushing up left side. He stops and leaves it for Will Kreidemacher. Goes to the lane. Off balance and off of Enerwald's back and out of bounds. McCool will come in for Grupa. Wyatt Kreidemacher is going to come in for Will Kreidemacher as the Cardinals sub in Twins, and Grupa will get a breather. Cole Kreidemacher for Prigge, but it's grabbed by McCool. Jumped in front of him. 2-on-1 with Enerwald. Pass is off the mark. Tried in the air to send him a bounce pass, but Enerwald had already gotten past where the ball was thrown. So a turnover back to LA as we trade turnovers at the 3-minute mark of the half. The Cardinals and Lancers in a 3-point ball game. Cole Kreidemacher with Nutter on him. 2 dribbles at midcourt and held it. Wyatt Kreidemacher back to Cole. And now Ferguson on Enerwald. Gets a screen. Back the other way on the screen, and Prigge was alone, didn't pull the trigger. Ploss on the rotation. Wyatt Kreidemacher back to Cole, who comes to the paint. Nothing doing. Lancers know the offense, and they are set on D. Wyatt Kreidemacher back out to Cole as LA's used up over a half minute on this possession. Ferguson comes all the way back out from the end line and resets things. He's got Bjerke Weiser on him right now. Wyatt Kreidemacher looks for Ploss. He'll shoot that 3 before Benson gets there, and he hit another one. 8 for Ploss on the Cardinals' 6th tray of the half. They've tied it at 33. 6 trays in the half. They had 10 against the Lancers the first time, and they're shooting at a much better clip from outside so far tonight. Benson goes all the way, but he left a little lay-in short, and it's rebounded out by the Cardinals. Ferguson to the front court in a tie ball game. Off the Kreidemacher screen to Ploss. Fakes the 3 along the wing. Comes to the paint. He'll lay it in, but that's short as well. Benson had enough position where he had to just stretch and left it under the basket. Here's Bjerke Weiser. Blocked by Ploss. Looked like he had a lay-in, and like last night, Ploss comes from the other end of the floor and makes a big defensive play. Todd will come back in with a minute and a half to go, trying to establish some order with the 2 fouls. Prigge comes out, Moreau is in. So they're going to roll the dice for a minute and a half with Carter Todd on the floor with 2 fouls. Bjerke Weiser. McCool around for Todd. Enerwald comes baseline, so does Benson. And Benson stays, and Todd goes to the other side of the floor. Benson pivots back out for McCool. Looks and comes to Todd on the left wing as he rotates around. Off the Benson screen. Bjerke Weiser to the paint. Back out for Todd. 3-pointer top of the key is good. Carter Todd has 9. 4 trays for the Lancers. Wyatt Kreidemacher cannot answer. His 3 wide open up in the air as they kept getting at the ball, and it'll be out of bounds off Wyatt Kreidemacher. Todd is looking at the official and saying, look, I got scratched in the face or around the eye. Last night we saw Schultz catch one in the eye. Todd is working on that left eye right now too, because they were after the basketball and poked around that area. So under a minute to go, Lancers do have it back on the out of bounds, and they're going to try and trap the Lancers at midcourt, which they don't. McCool on the wing pulls up, cutting is Birky Weiser in front of the basket, right to Todd, and he got fouled. Ploss prevented the basket. Todd with a good pump fake. He'll go for the line to try two. And Ploss has his second foul. Ploss and Nelson each have 2 foul shots, and Osley will come in after the first toss. Group is also getting ready to come back in, and it looks like Helke will come in as well. So Carter Todd to shoot 2. Already 9 in this first half, and line drive is no good. So McCool is coming out, and Benson coming out with Helke and Grupa in. Second free throw. Ploss is out. And as we mentioned, Osley in. So a second opportunity. 2 out of 4 for the Lancers at the line here on the half. And 2 out of 5. Oh, that was halfway down and out as Cole Kreidemacher boards it for the Cardinals. Group has made sure he's not getting loose. Cole only has 3 points in this first half. Has the ball right now around to Ferguson. Ferguson with 10, Ploss with 9 in the first half. And we've got a reaching foul on the way to the bucket. That's the 6th foul on the Lancers as a team. And Einerwald will get his second. Einerwald with 2 now. And Nutter's going to come in. They're not going to let Einerwald get that third one. So 22 exactly on the clock. And the inbound by Cole Kreidemacher for Osley. Out front, it's Ferguson. LA trying to set up a shot. Screen by Moreau. Ferguson cut off by Todd. Still to the lane. Turns. He'll put it up anyway. Cole Kreidemacher follows it up though and scores. Off balance, drew the defense, and the Cardinals don't let the Lancers get a shot. And a slamming of the basketball by Todd at his teammates, and the crowd looking for a technical foul as he's pretty hot, but the officials just watch him go to the locker room at halftime. Crescent-Hokah leading this one at halftime on a 36-35 score. We will check some scoring after we take this time out.
Nestled right off of Highway 14 in Lewiston. We offer a 9-hole golf course, a 9-hole par 3 course, driving range, and Mike will even regrip your clubs. We love golf so much, we even have an 18-hole frisbee golf course. When it comes to your taste buds, we've got those covered too. A full menu along with some of our specials such as Taco Tuesday, Wing Wednesday, Fish Friday, and Prime Rib Saturday. Oh, do we mention kids eat free? Visit our Facebook page so you don't miss a special and sign up now for 2023 golf memberships.
We've been warning you about Max Profit for quite a while now, but did you know that Max also works in most service departments? Do you feel uneasy when you take your car in to be serviced? Have you ever wondered why your simple oil change always includes something extra? Are you sure Max is being transparent with you? Feel confident again at Lewiston-Auto. Our experienced, trained service team will give you the straight truth about your car. Lewiston-Auto, Chevrolet, and Buick. Everything you want and nothing more.
Okay, so we've got some half-court shots for the post-prom. They had a big fish fry this evening as well, and there's been a bake sale, to which I can proudly say I have resisted because, wow, lots of good brownies and cookies out there. So, yeah, I passed on all of that because my waistline tells me I don't need to do that. 36-35, a very good first half between the Lancers and the Cardinals here at the LAHS gym. The Cardinals didn't shoot a free throw. This This is like last night. Last night, Pine Island didn't shoot a free throw until 34 seconds left in the game. Tonight, LA doesn't shoot in the first half from the line. But they hit 6 3-pointers and had pretty balanced scoring in the first half. Noah Osley had 2. Wyatt Kreidemacher hit a 3. Jace Ferguson I had for 2 2s and 2 3s, 10 points in the half. Cole Kreidemacher with the hustle, rebound, and scored to end the half with 5. He was out at the top of the key when Ferguson went to the basket, hustled into an open spot, grabbed it, and laid it in, and that put it within 1. Nelson with the first 3 of the game. That's all Zane scored in the first half. And Will Kreidemacher a couple of field goals for 4. Michael Ploss off the bench had 8 points for LA. So 10 unofficially for Ferguson, 8 for Ploss. And LA with a total of 6 fouls in the half. They had Nelson and Ploss each with 2. Cole Kreidemacher and Will Kreidemacher each with 1 in the first half of play. The Crescent-Hokah, Eli McCool off the bench with a bucket. Mason Enerwald had 9 in the first part of the half when they went up 31 to 18 on a 13-point run. He was a big part of it. Enerwald didn't score the rest of the way. Noah Bierke-Weiser with a 3, a field goal, and a pair of free throws was 7. Owen Benson was 6. Carter Todd with 9. He missed all 3 free throws he shot. And Ryan Nutter hit a tray. 4 3-pointers in the first half for the Crescent-Hokah. And the Lancers just 2 out of 5 from the line in the first half of play. But they lead it on a score of 36 to 35. First time around when these two played in La Crescent, the Cardinals led by 6 at halftime, 28 to 22. And again, Carter Todd only had 4 points in that game. He's got 9 in the first half. He has 2 fouls. Enerwald has 2 fouls, each with 9 points. Again tonight, in the Three Rivers, Caledonia with a non-conference against Cannon Falls. Cannon Falls, the team right behind them in the section standings. And then the Crescent-Hokah is chasing Zumbrota-Mazeppa, who is right behind them in the 5 spot. Fillmore Central's at Cotter, Plainview, Elgin, Millville at Dover, Yoda, and Chatfield in the 8 spot right now at St. Charles. Girls, as they wind down the season, Cannon Falls girls are at Caledonia. St. Charles girls at Chatfield. Fillmore Central hosting Cotter. Rushford-Peterson taking on the Lancer girls, and Dover Yoda is at Plainview, Elgin, Millville this evening. Most of those teams closing out the season. However, we have 2 Three Rivers teams that are playing tomorrow. Wabasha Kellogg hosting Leroy Ostrander at 1 o'clock. And Cotter and Lourdes are playing a boys-girls doubleheader. They're actually going to play the boys game first at 4 o'clock tomorrow, and then the girls game at Cotter between Lourdes and the Ramblers will be at 5:30. Also in boys basketball tomorrow, Triton, a long road trip to Caledonia. That's a 1 o'clock game. Plainview, Elgin, Millville to host Lyle Pacelli, and that is at 1:30. Leroy Ostrander taking on Wabasha Kellogg at 2:30. Also part of that doubleheader. So it's 1 and 2:30 there. And as we mentioned, Lourdes and Cotter in action tomorrow. Regular season will end next week for these 2 teams. Lancers have 1 game left. I've looked at their schedule and they have a Tuesday game with Caledonia. The season will end for them at that point. Cardinals, on the other hand, have 3 games next week. On Tuesday, Chatfield is here. On Thursday, Triton is here in a makeup from earlier in the year. We'll have both those live streams, and then LA will wrap up the regular season next Friday when they go to St. Charles. And that will be our final regular season live stream game. If things don't change, that could also be our very last live stream for the basketball season, as the Cardinals at this point as a 10 seed would be on the road in the first round of the tournament. Lake City is leading the section with Plainview, Elgin, Millville in the 2 spot. Caledonia just ahead of Cannon Falls in the 3 spot. Then Zumbrota Mazeppa and the Lancers at 5 and 6, tightly bunched up. 5 100ths of a point between those two right now. Lourdes is 7. Chatfield in the 8th spot right behind them. Then it's Pine Island, the Cardinals, Triton, Cotter, Blooming Prairie, St. Charles, and Dover Yoda. Girls-wise, Goodhue 23 and 3 will be the number 1 seed, pretty much a given. Lourdes should be the 2 seed at 21 and 4 right now before tomorrow's game. Cotter at 15 8 and 8 going into that game, and Caledonia in the 3 spot right now. The Bulldogs of PEM are 5. Chatfield is 6 in the QRF. Lake City 7. The Crescent-Hokah girls are in the 8th spot, which would get them a home game in the first round. Zumbrota Mazeppa in the 9th spot right behind them. Dover Yoda 10. Blooming Prairie 11. Cannon Falls 12. Triton, who beat the Cardinal girls last night, at 13. Then it's St. Charles, the Cardinals, and Pine Island in Section 1AA girls. So the Cardinal girls will be on the road for their first playoff game next week. And if it goes pretty much what we're looking at, if it goes the same as the numbers in the QRF, and I'm told it's often pretty much the same thing, it would be LA at Lourdes next Thursday, I think. You're going to have to wait and see, though. Look out on the website, look out on Facebook where the activities post information. All those places will have tournament action. And if you can't find it in any of those places, then go to the high school league, because once the section numbers are set, the pairings are set, they will post everything on the State High School League website. Lancers are back on the floor doing some shooting around, as the Cardinals have not broke from the locker room yet. In that first round, Benson pounded them inside with 21, with Todd struggling. Todd tonight has 9, Benson has 6 as a 1-2 punch, and Enerwald at 15. Kreidemacher had 21, Cole with 5 at halftime. Bloss did not score in that game. He has 8 already in that game. Ferguson only had 3 in that game and has 10 officially at halftime. Second half is coming up. Let's listen to the band. Let's see, the possession arrow says it's the Crescent-Hokah basketball to start the second half. So as the band clears, our officials congregating midcourt and baseline, so it will be because one of our officials is down on that end line. LA's going to come out with Will Kreidemacher, Cole Kreidemacher, Nelson, Ferguson, and Osley. Starting 5 for LA will be back on the floor to start this second half. Enerwald, Benson, Birke Weiser, Grupa, and Todd will take the floor. They're starting 5 as well. So each team putting their starters on the floor to start the second half. And we are ready to go. Good game so far. See what happens here in the second half. Lancers take possession leading by 1. Enerwald and the Cardinals trap as Grupa back out for Enerwald. Then they go to a man-to-man. They'll try and trap if they get an eye. Pass is tipped, but into Todd's hands, who was right behind the tip. Todd swings it back out to Enerwald. Grupa on the right wing. Benson, top of the circle. One dribble. They cut off Todd. Birke Weiser, 10-foot pull-up, won't go. Nelson, the only one underneath the basket. Nobody there for the Lancers as LA looks to take the lead on their first possession of the half. Ferguson dribbling between the circles, comes to Nelson. Nelson on the cutting Kreidemacher. Back and off the foot of a Lancer and grabbed by Will Kreidemacher. Was trying to go to Nelson. Nelson can't get past Todd as Will Kreidemacher between the legs dribble. Back to his left. The lefty holding. Nelson comes at the free throw line. Back for Will Kreidemacher. Into the paint. Beats Osley kicking it back out. Good patience by the Cardinals, not taking a forced shot so far in this half. All the way, Nelson forced that one though. As he banged into Benson and missed it. Bjerke-Weiser gets past the defense on a hustle layup. Good feed out by Enerwald. Bjerke-Weiser flew by everybody and scored it. So the Lancers have the first bucket of the half. Kreidemacher for Cole in the lane. Benson takes his ground, blocks it. Here's a 3-on-2. Enerwald underneath, bangs into the Cardinals and banks it in. He now has 11, and the Lancers are up by 5 after 2 straight hoops to start the half, 40-35. Enerwald with 11, and Bjerke-Weiser now has 9. Carter Todd has 9 as well for the Crescent-Hokah. Ferguson directing some traffic, trying to get Cole Kreidemacher going, but Grupa is playing some great defense. Benson helped out the last time with an easy block shot. And now what? Something happened, and Will Kreidemacher hit somebody, and he's coming to the bench. Moreau is coming in. He ran into somebody, and I'm not sure what, but Will Kreidemacher has gone to the sidelines. Here comes Ferguson off a screen, and nothing doing. Their defense has been very good so far in this half. Almost a turnover on the pass behind Nelson. Ferguson bails it out. And now he'll move on Enerwald. Cut off at the line. Nelson gets a screen to the free throw line, to the lane. And an offensive foul is going to get called on Ferguson. No, the other way. And they'll call Todd again for another foul. They switch the call. It's on Todd for running Ferguson over. And so Todd has 3 fouls. He went through the screen, and he went through Jace Ferguson. So Kreidemacher inbounding, and Ferguson on the sideline with a nice catch. Nelson free throw line. Backs in, kicks it back to Cole Kreidemacher, and he was out of bounds. His foot was on the end line when he caught the ball, and so the Cardinals turn it over. Carter Todd is barking to his coach about what he did. He's got to maybe settle down a little bit. Very animated at the end of the half as well. Slammed the ball on the floor, but nothing was called. Has the ball now on the right wing. Todd comes out to Bjerke-Weiser. Benson at the free throw line. One dribble in the lane. Holds it back for Enerwald. Off balance jumpers and air ball. And out of bounds. Coach Thibodeau thought he got hit on the elbow. He kind of double pumped that one. Might have been altered by a hack, but it was not called. 3 minutes into the half, and the Cardinals yet to score. 2 baskets by the Lancers have them up 5. Ferguson following Nelson on the floor to the left wing. Now he moves back on Enerwald. Tipped the ball, but he recovered it. Across the floor, Nelson. Ball fake, driving. Nothing doing. Moreau takes it to the baseline. Back out for Nelson. Lancer defense only gave up 6 points in the second half last night, and they haven't allowed anything yet. And now Cole Kreidemacher is going to come out, and Prigge is going to come in. So the Cardinals have already gone 3:25 of this half without scoring. Enerwald and Grupa on the left side. Bjerke-Weiser off a screen is open. Swishes the 3. First try of the second half. Bjerke-Weiser's got a dozen now. And the Lancers' lead is now 8. They have scored 7 unanswered to start this half. Had a 13-point run in the first half. LA answered with a 10-point run. But the Cardinals not even getting close to anybody open. This man defense is very good for the Lancers. Moreau off a screen. He'll hit a 3. That's a big shot for LA. Caden Moreau got a high screen from Nelson, and he shot that one through for his first bucket of the game. Todd on the left side of the arc. Shakes his head no at Benson. He'll come for a screen, then shot is good at the line. Carter Todd off the Benson screen pops in a shot, and a 30-second timeout by the Lancers.
Nestled right off of Highway 14 in Lewiston. We offer a 9-hole golf course, a 9-hole par 3 course, driving range, and Mike will even grip your clubs. We love golf so much, we even have an 18-hole frisbee golf course. When it comes to your taste buds, we've got those covered too. A full menu along with some of our specials such as Taco Tuesday, Wing Wednesday, Fish Friday, and Prime Rib Saturday. Oh, do we mention kids eat free? Visit our Facebook page so you don't miss a special and sign up now for 2023 golf memberships.
So a quick timeout by the Lancers to reset their defense. Ploss is checked in for LA. He's on the floor with Moreau and Osley, Ferguson, and Prigge. Nutter has come into the ball game for Grupa out. Todd now has 11 points. So 3 guys in double figures for the Lancers already in the second half. Prigge top of the key on Nutter on the switch. Now Moreau dribbles to Ploss on the right wing. Ploss between the circles. Now back to his right. Prigge accelerates to the free throw line. Cut off, and Ploss comes back over. And he's back to the top of the key. Corner, Prigge to the lane. To the corner. Moreau had it blocked. Bjerke Weiser hustled, and he got that one on the way up. Leaping high in the air to block the Moreau shot. So in the corner, Prigge inbounds it for Ploss, and Ferguson out front. Prigge on the left wing. Look back door, nothing doing there. Again, really good defense by the Lancers. Ploss dribbled it off the shoe, got it back, dribbles again, gets it to Osley under the bucket. He's trapped, tipped out, and a pass to Moreau, forced the shot over Benson and missed it. Bjerke Weiser had really good defense too. Enerwald on the left arc. Top of the circle, Benson for Todd. Off the screen, Osley fights through it. On the roll, Benson under the block. His shot too hard. We got a foul called from outside. Ploss has his third foul for Cardinals. And Benson will shoot the first 2 free throws of the second half. Owen Benson will get his first free throw attempts of the game. Owen Summer is headed in for Lewiston-Altura. So Summer is going to come in, and so is Wyatt Kreidemacher. Ploss and Moreau out. And that hurts offensively. Ploss helping off the bench with 8 in the first half. Benson missed that one, and Wyatt Kreidemacher had the box out and rebound for the Cardinals. In the front court, they go to Ferguson. He'll pop it at the free throw line, and it's off the heel to Nutter. One and done for LA on this possession. Enerwald comes the other way. Stops on the left sideline. On the cut, they come back out. I have no idea what we're yelling about here, but there's a lot of yelling going on. 3 is good from the wing. Bjerke Weiser hits it, and we're going to get a timeout by the Cardinals. Bjerke Weiser, I was looking around to see why we're all yelling. Lancer fans were yelling, Cardinal fans were yelling, and I don't know why. But it's 49-38 Lancers, and we'll be back.
Lewiston-Altura has been family owned for over 100 years. A lot has changed, but one thing that hasn't is our commitment to serving you. No upsells from max profit or high pressure sales tactics, just outstanding service every day. That's why generations of families from all over southeast Minnesota consider Lewiston-Altura their car buying home. Lewiston-Altura Chevrolet and Buick. Everything you want and nothing more.
Welcome to the Heartland Country Club, nestled right off of Highway 14 in Lewis. We offer a 9-hole golf course, a 9-hole par 3 course, driving range, and Mike will even grip your club. We love golf so much, we even have an 18-hole frisbee golf course. When it comes to your taste buds, we've got those covered too. A full menu along with some of our specials such as Taco Tuesday, Wing Wednesday, Fish Friday, and Prime Rib Saturday. Oh, do we mention kids eat free? Visit our Facebook page so you don't miss a special and sign up now for 2023 golf memberships.
Noah Bjerke Weiser has popped back-to-back trays, and he now in the second half already has 8 points and 15 for the game. He had 5 in the first go-round, just 2 out of 8 from the field the first time around against the Cardinals. Much better than that tonight. And now 11-point lead, back to double figures after a 13-point lead in the first half. Ferguson tries to answer. His tray is short. Summer hustles the rebound. Jump pass out to Ferguson across for Wyatt Kreidemacher. Prigge, ball fake. back for Kreidemacher, and Nutter will take him on. The 11-point Lancer lead. Big possession for the Cardinals at the 11.5 mark of the second half. Lancers have been shooting well pretty much all game. Prigge passes up the three. Back out front for Kreidemacher. Ferguson, hounded by Bjerke-Weiser, backs his way along the lane, and Helke cuts him off with some help. And Prigge's free throw line jumper is good. Tyson Prigge scored for the first time, hitting that free throw line jumper, and it's 49-40. Carter Todd on the lane. McCool in the game will shoot. The three is long, or short. Long rebound is good to Nutter, and he'll score. A long one to Nutter about 8 feet from the hole, and he just decided to shoot it, and it was in. And he has 5 off the bench. A lot of scoring by a lot of different people for the Lancers, and they lead 51-40. Ferguson out for Summer, and Wyatt Kreidemacher on the right wing. One dribble, 3 off the screen is long. Rebounded by Todd as he takes it away from Kreidemacher and outlets it. McCool chased down by Kreidemacher. Back for Todd. Between the circles he holds. He'll move to his left and go to the corner for Bjerke-Weiser. He hustles back out to the top on the switch. Helke looking backdoor, nothing doing. Fires it off to McCool, who flashes to the lane. Too strong. Helke can't get the board. Got another one. And Bjerke-Weiser can't hit this three as Ferguson takes the rebound away from Helke. Ferguson all the way. Passes, and we got a foul. Nutter went after the loose ball, and he ran Tyson Prigge over. Flattened him. First foul on Nutter. Second foul on the Lancers this half. Ferguson is coming out. Will Kreidemacher is in. And Prigge will inbound it on the left baseline. Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. And Prigge was the bug. Getting run over by the windshield on that one. Wyatt Kreidemacher on the inbound. Owen Summer holds. One dribble, 2 dribbles, 3, and he stops. Comes out to Will Kreidemacher. Screen as they work the wing. Not a whole lot of offense movement right now, getting free. Kreidemacher all the way to the baseline. Runner. Good, and the call a block. Hanging in the air. Bjerke-Weiser and Kreidemacher with contact, and they'll get a 3-point play opportunity as Will Kreidemacher has 6. And a free throw coming. Helke and Bjerke-Weiser get a break. Enerwald is back in, so is Benson. Kreidemacher's free throw is good. The first one shot and made by the Cardinals tonight. He now has 7. LA has only scored 8 points in this half. 8 points so far in the half. So he scored more than Rushford Peterson at this point. 9:10 to go. 8-point Lancer lead. Out front. Dribbling between the legs. McCool for Carter Todd to the lane. They trip the ball. He runs over somebody's foot. And Benson will take the ball away from everybody. McCool is wide open. He'll miss the 3. Carter Todd boards it. Owen Summer ties him up. LA basketball. Are they say a foul or a rebound? Jump ball is the call. It looked like a great call to me. Lancer fans with hands up saying, what? Jump ball was the call. So we head the other way. Prigge gets a screen to the free throw line. Out to Osley, who's back in. Here's Will Kreidemacher, layup. As he had to go around one, missed, and Benson snaps it down. Front court. McCool on the right wing. Enerwald. Back to McCool. Enerwald along the lane. Pass is tipped by Summer. Diving. Ball loose. Todd has it now, getting away. For Benson on the block. Left hand shot is good. Benson with 9 in the game. Here comes a drive by Kreidemacher. No look pass to Summer. And Kreidemacher comes around. Prigge And Osley, 3 at the top. Oh, halfway down, spinning back out. That looked good. Halfway down and spun back out to the Lancers. Enerwald, free throw line. Todd, wide open in the corner, cannot hit that 3. Summer clears it out for LA. Wyatt Kreidemacher back for Summer. That's usually the 3-point shot for Nelson. And Summer heavily crashing to the floor off the contact, will go to the line for 2. That wasn't a light crash. Benson got him and he went sideways and down on his back. Owen will shoot 2 for the Cardinals. Full contact, and he'll drop the free throw in. So Owen Summer off the bench with a free throw. Bjerke-Weiser comes in for McCool. Still a 9-point lead for the Lancers. Second free throw is good. And now Ploss will come in for Summer. The big boys are banging around. Everything is contested, much like last night. It's a lot of that last part of the season where everybody wants to get after it, and they are. 53-45 Lancers, under 7.5 to go. Enerwald leaves it for Todd at the top. Lane jump pass out. Bjerke-Weiser to the free throw line, leaves it off to Nutter. Return for Bjerke-Weiser. Pump fake. Hesitation, gave up the dribble. And Kreidemacher knocks the ball loose. It's into Ploss's hands. Here comes Wyatt Kreidemacher, burning down the sideline. Ploss catches top of the key. Stops at the line to Osley, kick out. And now Ploss top of the key. Cardinals down 8. We're down 1 at the half. Have been down 11 this half. Will Kreidemacher comes to Prigge. Ploss screens for him into the lane. Osley pops out. Swings it back to Will Kreidemacher. Again, LA very particular about a shot here. They're down 8 right now. Wyatt Kreidemacher with the crossover. Nails the 3. Wyatt has 2 threes in the game for 6 points. That was a crossover that sent the Lancers to the floor. And it's back to a 5-point game. Bjerke-Weiser across for Nutter. High post, Benson. One dribble, feeds it to Enerwald. To the line. Shot will not go, and Ploss is the only one underneath. Here comes Will Kreidemacher all the way. Crossover, good. Kreidemacher got through the defense and did a reverse, and he makes it to make a 3-point game with 5:59 to go.
Lewiston-Altura has been family owned for over 100 years. A lot has changed, but one thing that hasn't is our commitment to serving you. No upsells from max profit or high-pressure sales tactics. Just outstanding service every day. That's why generations of families from all over southeast Minnesota consider Lewiston-Altura their car-buying home. Lewiston-Altura Chevrolet and Buick. Everything you want and nothing more.
LA picked up the tempo a couple of times in this little run to get back to within 3. And Will and Wyatt Kreidemacher getting the work done. Will just flew through and made a beautiful reverse, crossing underneath the basket. He now has 5 this half and 9 in the game. Ferguson has 10, unofficially hasn't scored. For the Lancers, Bjerke-Weiser has 15. And Enerwald has 11. He has the basketball. Todd has 11 as well. Bjerke-Weiser, free throw line area, off to Nutter. Post for Benson. Back out for Bjerke-Weiser. Enerwald open. Baseline drive. Hanging shot. Missed from 6. Todd with the height over Kreidemacher rebounded it. Bangs inside, and he takes a big shot and will have to go to the line. And this foul is going to be on Osley. Nolan got his money's worth on that foul. And Ellison Carter to the line. Carter Todd. Ott for 3 at the line in the first half. Ott for 4. And you can tell he's fighting it. His head dropped backward after that miss. Had a nice first half with 9, but missed 3 free throws and has 1 bucket here. And he'll make one finally. Here come the Cardinals. 10 in the ball game now for them, 12 in the ball game, something like that. Prigge stops for Ploss, fakes the 3, goes to Will Kreidemacher. 4-point Lancer lead. I have him for 12. 12 is correct. Wyatt Kreidemacher for Ploss. And Prigge comes off the screen to the free throw line. Kicks it back for Osley. Flip to Will Kreidemacher as they just rotate around. Prigge off the screen, guarded by Todd. Mismatch there on size. And Ploss back out front for Will Kreidemacher. LA is milking clock, but unless you score, that's not such a good thing because you're down 4. Ploss comes to the paint, turns, cut off. Will Kreidemacher along the right side. What a job by the Lancer D. Pump fake, Ploss. And Bjerke Weezer steals, misses the layup. Enerwald hustles and grabs the rebound. The big men just come down the floor. Here's Enerwald in the post for Benson. And Will Kreidemacher, or Wyatt, flew by, hit the wall and the official as he crashes down into the snowball sign. And the official's going to have to take it over to the side. He hit the wall too. Woof. Great effort by Wyatt as he jumped through the air as Benson was trying to field that one, and he was out of bounds officially. So they'll inbound after that. Benson and Enerwald to the lane. Jump pass back out. Nutter. 3-pointer. Yes. He has shot twice from 3-point range and hit them both. And Nutter now has 8 points in the ball game. As the third tray for the Lancers this half. LA has 2. Kreidemacher out for Ploss. He backs his way to the free throw line. Down 7. Ball knocked loose again by Todd. And Will Kreidemacher sets it up. Wyatt off the screen for Osley. Back to Kreidemacher. LA can't get free for an open shot right now. Osley top of the key. Moves to his right, and that's Wyatt Kreidemacher. And again, off the screen, nothing doing. Osley comes to the lane, stops, pump fake, and out it comes to Prigge. LA again has gassed a ton of time. Ploss backing, leaning, shot wild, rebound, Todd, and a foul on LA. So Wyatt Kreidemacher's first foul. Ploss tried to put that one up with the big man on him and lost his balance and just kind of pushed it up at the basket, couldn't get it to go. Cole Kreidemacher comes in for Osley, and Ferguson is in for Prigge. And LA's going to have to put some heat on. They're down 7 with 3 and change to go. Enerwald, midcourt, top of the key. Bjerke Weezer and Todd moves to his right. In the corner, Nutter with 2 big threes in this ball game. Bjerke Weezer, Enerwald. Again, they're rotating around the arc. Benson gets it to Todd, and they're milking clock. Ball's tipped. Knitter got it back. 10-footer is short. Rebound tipped. Banged loose, and the Cards touch it last. Frustration for LA as they got the ball loose, could not come up with it. Still 7-point Lancer lead. Inbound on the left baseline along the block area. It comes into Nutter. Bjerke Weezer, downtown 3. No, as he's down as Ploss blocked him out. Jump pass for Todd in the post. He can't hit the bunny. Cole Kreidemacher takes it away from Wyatt Kreidemacher. Here comes Ferguson flying to the lane. In the circle, Wyatt can't hit the jumper. Ploss drills Benson, who rebounded with no call. Todd to the front court. Bjerke Weezer in the block area will put it in. And a timeout called by the Lancer. Bjerke Weezer with 10 this half has 17 as the Cardinals cannot convert. The Lancers do, and they are up 9. Bjerke Weezer on the box out, dropped to the floor. Fans wanted a call. Cardinals went the other way. Benson fouled, and Ploss gave him a pretty good shot in the back of that rebound, and no call as well. Mentioned a couple of times, if you were watching our live stream last night, what the officials were talking about. I found out later they actually warned the Cardinals about flopping on contact, which is news to me because I didn't know you could do that, warn them about that kind of stuff in high school ball. I know they do in the NBA, but they did. They warned the Cardinals about flopping, which is interesting. But that's what happened last night, which just makes me shrug my shoulders and move on, like I usually do. Grupa is back in, and he's out there with Enerwald, Bjerke-Weiser, Nutter, and Todd. Ferguson, Willen, Wyatt Kreidemacher, Cole Kreidemacher, and Ploss are on the floor for the Cardinals. Ferguson, and there's got to be some urgency on offense. They just can't get open shots. The defense isn't allowing it. Kreidemacher tried to set a screen. Todd went through that, so nothing doing for Ploss. Will Kreidemacher, step back three, front of the iron and in. Will Kreidemacher has 8 in this half. Cardinals pressing, has a dozen for the game. Here's Todd across the floor. Enerwald holds, lets the defense fly by. Grupa comes back out. They're up by 6 and can hold the ball. Here comes Enerwald. Todd in the post lays an easy one in. 14 for Todd. As a nice bit of ball movement, got that lay-in. Back gets to 8. Ploss off the screen, passed up a 3. Gets the dribble back. Will Kreidemacher, baseline, step on the sideline, out of bounds. Moreau's going to come in and spell somebody that's been flying around here. It'll be Ploss that's going to get a quick breather. We're going to get a timeout at this point. Lancers call time, and we'll be back.
Nestled right off of Highway 14 in Lewiston. We offer a 9-hole golf course, a 9-hole par 3 course, driving range, and Mike will even re-grip your clubs. We love golf so much, we even have an 18-hole Frisbee golf course. When it comes to your taste buds, we've got those covered too. A full menu along with some of our specials such as Taco Tuesday, Wing Wednesday, Fish Friday, and Prime Rib Saturday. Oh, did we mention Kids Eat Free? Visit our Facebook page so you don't miss a special and sign up now for 2023 golf memberships.
Lewiston-Altura has been family-owned for over 100 years. A lot has changed, but one thing that hasn't is our commitment to serving you. No upsells from max profit or high-pressure sales tactics, just outstanding service every day. That's why generations of families from all over southeast Minnesota consider Lewiston-Altura their car-buying home. Lewiston-Altura Chevrolet and Buick. Everything you want and nothing more.
Cardinals going to have to put pressure on. They are trailing by 8 with 1:10 to go. A lot of time and energy on offense. The Lancers not giving them the open shots to try and get back in this game. Todd in the backcourt with Enerwald. As they get it over midcourt, Cole Kreidemacher with the foul, and LA's going to have to foul a bunch. That's just their 4th foul of the half. Second on Cole Kreidemacher. So 8 seconds elapsed before the foul. And see how quickly they can foul again. It's into Enerwald in the backcourt. Wyatt Kreidemacher to the floor. Lob a pass to Nutter. Double team. Down to the post. Todd, left-hand layup. 16 for Todd. He only had 4 the first time. And it's back to 10 points. Will Kreidemacher a 3, short. And Todd rebounds it. Under a minute to go. Nutter front court. For Bjerke-Weiser. Left-hand layup is good. 19 for Bjerke-Weiser is the 1-2 punch this half for the Lancers. Moreau runner baseline too strong. Grupa rebounds. Jump ball or a foul? And they're going to call a foul on Moreau. First foul on Moreau, and it's the 5th foul on LA. 27 seconds left in a 12-point game. Todd wanted to go deep. Instead, he goes to Enerwald, who gets away. 2-on-1. Pass is picked off by the Cardinals. Ferguson came from behind and intercepted the basketball. but Bjerke Weiser tipped it away as he went between the legs. Bjerke Weiser misses the layup. Enerwald hustles the rebound and got fouled. And Bjerke Weiser tipped it in and came up gimpy. Turned that ankle a little bit on the rebound. So it is going to be Enerwald for 2 free throws. He has 11 and looks for 12 and 13. And the free throw is no good. Helke is going to come in, and he'll come in for Todd. Todd with 16. And we're going to have another sub if he makes this free throw. And he does. Enerwald goes 1 for 2. And McCool comes in for Enerwald. Enerwald finishes with 12. Ferguson launches a long 3, and that's off the side of the rim and out of bounds to the Cardinals. 4.5 seconds. It's no matter what the final score is going to be now, as the Lancers are going to pick up their 5th straight win. The Cardinals are going to lose for the 4th straight time. Ferguson, a 3 will miss. The ball is tipped, and that will be the final score. Lancers win this one 66-53. It was 36-35 at halftime, and the Lancers pull away to win by 13. They were just 3 out of 7 from the line in the second half, so they finished just 5 of 12 at the line. Cardinals were 2 of 4 at the line in the second half and in the ball game. LA hit 3 threes in the second half, had 9 threes on the night. Lancers had 3 threes in the second half as well and hit 7 threes on the night. The Crescent-Hokah is now 17-8 on the year with 1 game left against Caledonia. The Cardinals fall to 9-14. For the Lancers, Eli McCool with 2 tonight in the first half. Mason Enerwald, 9 in the first half, 3 in the second half for a dozen. Brady Grupa was a defensive man as he held Cole Kreidemacher to 5 points tonight. Noah Bjerke Weiser had 7 in the first half, 10 more in the second half, and had 17. 3 3-pointers in that 17-point total. Bryce Helke didn't score. Owen Benson with a 6-point first half total, 3 more in the second half as he finished with 9. And Ryan Nutter off the bench with 2 threes and a bucket to finish with 8 this evening. Carter Todd, who scored 4 points the first time around, had 9 at halftime, added 7 more in the second half. His only tough spot tonight, as he finished with 16, he was just 1 out of 6 from the free throw line this evening. So again, 17 for Bjerke Weiser, 16 for Todd, 12 for Enerwald. Lewiston-Altura, Nolan Osley with 2. Wyatt Kreidemacher hit a pair of trays for 6. Chase Ferguson with 10, all in the first half. Cole Kreidemacher with 5, all in the first half. Caden Moreau hit a 3 in the second half. Owen Summer hit 2 free throws in the second half. Zane Nelson with a 3 in the first half was held scoreless in the second. Michael Ploss with 8 first half points, finished with 8 in the second half. Cardinals scored 18 points in the second half. Tyson Prigge had 2 of those, and Will Kreidemacher had 2 field goals, a free throw, and a 3-point play to lead them in scoring tonight. 8 second half points, finished with a dozen. LA falls on this one, a final score of 66-53. Prelim games, 1 by each side. LA won their 9th straight freshman game, 51-45. Jaden Hansen was 16 for the Cardinals. The Lancers took the JV game 50-44. Gavin Bamanek, 18 for LA. And it was Drew Todd with 19 for the Lancers. And the Lancers take the varsity game, pulling away in the second half 66-53. Chatfield comes to the LAHS gym on Tuesday night. The Lancers will host Caledonia on Tuesday. LA also has a game with Triton at home on Thursday. We'll have the live stream of both of those games. Final score again tonight is the Crescent-Hokah 66, Lewiston-Altura 53. For the Lewiston-Altura Activities Department, thanks for joining us. Thanks to our live stream sponsors. And have yourself a great night and a great weekend.